Why brand and why branding? First of all, I would like to give a little bit context to this whole discussion. Well, on a bunch of forums I'm on as a product boss, so to speak, in skincare industry and self-care industry, I of course have joined a bunch of forums to sort of follow to see what is going on. First of all, I like to watch what my customers are saying to make sure that I in fact meet their needs. Second of all, I'd like to watch what my competitors are saying to see what is going on. Competitors are part of my environment in which I operate. Well, you may ask, why? Do I do it to copy my competitors or to do something like them? Do I follow what they do? No, not at all. But part of conducting business is knowing your environment. And I have covered this extensively in my previous posts on situation and SWOT analysis. So I'm not going to get into that today. However, being on all these forums made me think that I need to make this post. I'm also making this post for my students who are currently taking class on branding. So I see these comments. Why are you buying this product? Why aren't you buying a generic version? You are only paying for the brand. Ladies and gentlemen, that's right. We are paying for the brand. So what is a brand? Brand is a mark, symbol, color distinction, the way businesses differentiate themselves from competition. So if branding is a combination of a symbol, a color, name to distinguish yourself from competition in your product, to distinguish your product from competition and other offerings in marketplace, what is branding? Well, branding is endowing your products with the power of brand. And ladies and gentlemen, this is what people are willing to pay for. Why? Because brands stand for something. Brands speak to people. Brands speak to who people want to be, and it sort of becomes part of their, what they use becomes part of their identity. So, why are people paying for water? Bottled water. Water is water, right? Well, some people will argue, no, my water tastes better than your water. My water is purer than your water. Whatever. But ultimately, you have in store, you have literally entire aisles of bottled water. And some of them are pretty inexpensive, and some of them are really, really expensive. So why? Why? If water is water, it's a commodity. People are willing to pay $2-3 for a bottle of water versus 40 cents. And that has a lot to do with brand and branding. Through a bunch of activities that organizations participate in, like advertising, collaborations, like packaging, all of that together makes a brand distinctive from others. How you package your product, make your product appear more prestigious than others, and that is what people are willing to pay for. Why are people willing to pay for one product, pay more for one product over the other if ultimately they're the same product? So candle A versus candle B. So branding and your brand and branding is part of or contributes to what people think and feel about your product. With that, how much people are willing to pay. So let's, for example, take these two candles. And I have example of two candles. One, hang on one second. One, right like this. It's a beautiful candle that I make for Lex Leonis, my own company. And it's a dream vessel. And it really is a beautiful, beautiful candle. Not just because how, great it smells, but also because of the vessel, right? It is clearly a luxury vessel. Then I also have here a basic jar which doesn't have a label because I don't use them anymore. It smells also great. It's a great candle. I also spent quite a bit of time testing this candle for performance and this candle for performance. In fact, this one has more wax than does this. But will you be willing to pay more for this or for this? As a consumer, now there's some variation because of different segments, right? And I covered this in my previous video, so if you're not that good on segmentation, go back. But every customer has their own set of preferences. And the customer that values luxury and the look will be more likely to pay more for it. But branding is more than just pretty vessel. Pricing, packaging, the feel and how you position yourself. Positioning is a mental image that your customer has in their mind when they think about your product. So the positioning, how you're different, differentiate from competition, all of this comes together. So all of this comes together into your what customer thinks and feels about your brand. That usually has to do with the initial purchase. Are you distinctive enough from the rest? And even if you offer seemingly the same product, right? Will the quality be also superior? Now that, of course, your customer will find out after they have tried. The initial purchase will be influenced by symbol, by packaging, by your advertising, by your collaboration with other brands, by your color. All of it together will create this image in customer mind that will differentiate you from competition if you're doing the right thing to sort of emphasize these elements of a brand that make you different. This is what customer is willing to pay for. On top of that, there's a degree of trust that a brand earns by providing always the product of quality. That also comes with customer service and care to detail. Now, if your customer has bad experience, you have to make sure that you treat customer right and make it right, because this is how the customer earns trust. Does your product deliver quality every time the customer encounters the product? So all of this together make a brand different from the rest and earns customer trust. And trust is also what customer is willing to pay for. Are they willing to pay for something that they feel comfortable and confident that will perform? Or something less expensive but an unknown? Unknown is always a risk to a customer. So customer will be more likely to pay money for the confidence that a product will perform, that if something goes wrong, the organization will take care of them and do right by them. And so altogether, mark, symbol, packaging, advertising, customer service, all of it together makes a brand worth paying for. So I want to encourage you to not just sell good or service, but to work on your brand. Sell a branded product, whether it's good or service. It doesn't matter what it really is, but I want to encourage you to work on your brand. Why? Because in times like this, crisis, or in any time outside of crisis, when people have to worry about what they're spending on, they will be more likely to spend on a brand that they trust, that makes them feel good, that aligns with who they are, because it's a comfort. You're selling a product to solve a problem, to make people feel better, whatever it may be. Thanks to branding, you can accomplish more than just selling a product, and people will be willing to pay for this. Your customer will be willing to pay for it, and they'll be glad that they have a degree of confidence for what they buy, for what they pay. Okay? So, again, brand as a symbol, mark, name, color, all of this that makes your product distinct from the rest. Branding is endowing your product with a brand. Makes you unique, different, gives a mental image to a customer, and I encourage you to work on your brand. Until the next time, bye.